What, what article are you working on? Anything interesting? Or just boring?
The my experience voting for the first time.
Just what?
My experience voting for the first time.
Voting? First time?
Yeah.
Well, tell me about it. What was your experience like?
It was honestly pretty daunting.
Really? How so? What happened?
Because my parents are immigrants,
Uh-huh.
so they haven't voted because they don't have citizenship. So I wasn't quite sure how to like register and like I had to like search it up all online.
Oh, okay, people are joining the call. Here we go. Let's let them in. Hey, Justice, how's it going?
Hey Terry, how are you?
I'm okay. Just a second. Let me get rid of that music. All right. What do you think of that template, Justice?
Hey, looks good.
And that's the one I told you to reach out to those women in PR because I just got an acceptance from LA and they said that we could come to USC.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. And I said, well, I'm going to let you handle that PR thing. That's why I sent it to you. And the women in PR are shutting down their organization. I think you should take over where they're leaving off.
Why are they doing that?
I think because they don't have a justice in their team.
That's a good one, Terry. That's a good one.
No, seriously, they don't have someone to take it to the next level. And I think they just worn out.
Mm.
Did you get a chance to go to their website and see some of their products?
Yeah, I did.
I decided.
I've been catching up on all the things.
Well, I was thinking I should go. I was going to wait till I talk to you. I said, well, we're going to go purchase some of that stuff and replicate it for your women in PR and get it done.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea at all.
Right. And you saw let me see if I can get around to this. You saw the workshops that we're trying to do. They're mostly going to be around maximizing. I just did a little template called strategies and tools, strategies and tactics so it can be fundable. And I just got off the phone with, thank God I just got off the phone with USC and they're very excited about it. I talked to Jeremy, who's over to do. I've got some HIPAA problems over here, so I can't show my face. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine.
But the women in PR, if you develop that particular track, that'll take all the women in there. And so let the healing begin. Rashonda's in the house. Hey.
Hey, Terry.
What's up?
Nothing much.
Hey, Rashonda, how are you?
Hey, Justice, how are you, darling?
I'm okay.
Thinking about you.
Thank you.
Telling how much losses we've had. I've had 2 funerals. Brian's sister died. You had funerals.
Yeah. There has been adulting sucks.
And then
adulting does suck. I agree.
You get to a certain age where that's all people do is believe it.
It's definitely hard. So in terms of the people who responded, there was only 2 other folks, but they had responded for 4:30, so I don't know that they're available at 5 o'clock. So we can kind of see who else jumps on. Ron said he was not available today, or at least he didn't click on the times for today. So
who's that again?
Ron Carter. He did not click on the times for today, so I'm not sure that he was available for today.
When I talked to him, I think they were closing out his sister's estate today.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. He's gonna be having all kinds of stuff to take care of. Do you have an update, Terry, on USC for him or not yet? Or is it kind of like on hold?
No, come on. I want a big hug from Rashonda. Talk to Jeremy Pepper at USC, and they're putting together and trying to identify the rooms. And I sent them that thing I sent to everybody to make a template for.
Yeah.
And so he has gotten the Annenberg School of Public Relations and Communications to agree. And I told him, I said, we're not paying. And he said, well, he gets that. And His name is Jeremy Pepper. He's with USC EDU, and I'm just waiting for that to come back. And he said that they also have hotel deals. I didn't know what they were. He said he would pass them on to me.
Okay.
Oh, and Rashonda, I don't know if you got the pictures or whatever, but I've been sick. So you were talking about, I submitted that thing, strategies and tactics, just because I wanted to create something fundable, but I took all your titles. If you look at it, everything.
Oh yeah, no, I saw it. I saw that you tried to use them for workshops.
Yeah, I took everything you had and added it in there because
At first I couldn't follow it, but then I was like, okay, I see what you did. And yeah, I think that once we give it to people as they're shaping them, they may play with those titles, because really those titles were kind of just like meant to be broader
working title
for the whole, for the whole thing. So I just, that part I'm totally flexible in. I think ultimately people who are coming to the Media Institute are coming. So I won't get too hung up on that. But I do want to make sure you guys have what you need and we can get something over to Faye, like hopefully tonight.
Yeah, tonight. And you got those extra pictures I sent you, right?
Yeah, I have those. And I don't know, because what we're swapping out would essentially be those 3 shots on the side, which really are only room for like a headshot. So we'll see what what the designer can do with those. What I think we're still missing, if they force us to just because we're so far past the deadline, if they say, hey, look, we just need to switch a hero image out for a hero image, like do you want to use another person, then fine. I just know that at least it's not going to be like blue. Like I think that like last year, I feel like we had to fight to make sure the people weren't blue. So yeah, we want to use some of our own people, and then if we can't use our own person for that big image, that's why I was trying to find something that was like
Let me ask you something, Rashonda. What's wrong with that big giant picture where we all was on that stage with Oprah? Wouldn't that be a good thing?
That's one of the pictures in the group of pictures that I'm sending.
Okay.
But the quality of that picture is not high.
Okay, let me download it from my phone because that came from the internet.
I mean, even then, you go to make it large enough to go on an 8.5 by 11, because I got the picture.
But the picture I sent is a pixel picture. I have a full megabyte on the phone.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, send that to me. I mean, if you have one that's higher, let's look at it and see if it'll be high enough. But yeah, I do have one of those pictures with the big crowd. That would be ideal to be able to use somewhere in there. I just know that the resolution isn't great on it, because I even tried to upscale it through a software, and it's still too low to be
all right. I just
printer worthy image.
To do it. What are your thoughts on how we broke it down and strategy and tactics? Because then that lets us get funding for the technical parts that we do and also the programmatic.
Well, I mean, I feel like so I'm less caught up in the track piece to me. And again, I don't want to get caught up in that, but the track sounds like you're going to have more than one session on this, right? Like, oh, you're doing this track, the race track, this track. That sounds like there's going to be more than one session on it. So I just say, just do the session. Like if it's a
good. That makes sense. Session, yes, it's track can make you think like there's going to be 2 tracks on the same thing. I get it. Hey.
Yeah. So instead, let's just do the session on, hey, like let's target the sponsors we want to target for that session. Yeah, fine. I think that absolutely, we want as many sessions powered by a sponsor as we can get.
All right, so we're gonna change it. You get that just as that same thing you were doing with the women in PR, then we're just gonna call it a session instead.
Right.
And I'll update that one so I can put it in there, and that'll be great. Good, thank you, Rashonda. That is great so much. Let me put a note in here, a note to change that. And I sent you the email number for the women in PR group, Justice, so you can call her directly.
I saw that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Not tracks. That'll work. And the Rashonda on the ask. I sent everybody the ask that we asked the template that we asked for SMU. I sent it to everybody so they could adjust it. So I adjusted it and sent it to USC, and that's when
Yeah.
Jerry Pepper responded.
Yeah.
So
That's great. I mean, Chase says they'll give us an answer by Wednesday.
okay.
So and then you guys know Maddie, she's out of DC.
Yeah.
She's in her building, there is a center. She's checking the availability of that center in her building because they have like a conference space in her building. Of course, that would in her cost. She thought if it was reasonable, then her agency would cover that cost. So that would be their sponsorship would be securing the space, and the space would have the AV and that kind of stuff, Terry. But other than that, like it'd have the chairs and the AV mic, that stuff, screens and stuff. But we would be, doing food and all of that kind of stuff. She said it also has like a rooftop, but of course in February, I know DC is nice, but I don't know if it's rooftop in February night. I mean, it's can be a little chilly in March or February or March.
Yes, it can. I guess California is it's the same year round, but that's great.
Yeah.
What's the name of her agency again, Rashonda?
What is the agency? Give me a second.
Do you know the name of the building?
It's the building where the office is located. It's just like an office building, but they have a conference floor.
Oh, no problem. Yes, they're probably going to reduce costs. But I asked Mr. Pepper over at USC Annenberg, it's Annenberg School of Public Relations. I asked him if we could get an acceptance letter. So I sent them the copy that we got from SMU. And I said, if y'all could trace it like that and send it to Rashonda and me and right away.
Yeah, that's the quickest thing because as Nate has reminded me, we are already past our deadline. So I am trying I just had a super senior moment. I'm like, where's my phone? And I'm talking on it.
Guys, do we have any concern about doing this institute in I was trying to say February or March, and then turning around and people having to pay for my mind is in work mode, having to turn around and pay for NABJ, the convention?
That's a good question. I'll let Rashonda say, but I'm gonna say this. No,
Yeah.
we've already done it. We did it last time in February.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, Terry.
Yeah, we already did it last time in February. It didn't.
Oh, was it in February? Okay. Yeah. I was there and I didn't remember that. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that I have heard some concerns from people about talks of going to California.
Yeah, so that was really but my bigger thing.
Yeah,
that was my bigger thing. Would it be the expense of California? I feel like coming to Dallas is dirt cheap. Coming to California is a different story.
Yeah, so I have heard that, but a lot of times people just have to look and see. They're like, from what I'm hearing, just from a couple of people, just like they're just waiting to see where it's going to be, and how much it would cost them to go and get tickets. So it is always a concern. That's one of the things we do need to look at. So that's why I'm super glad that we got USC on the table, because we don't want our West Coast people to be left out. But once we know, we will definitely have to look at everything. But I'd love to go to the West Coast because we do the NABJ as a whole does so little on the West Coast. But it is something that we have to think about.
Yeah, you're absolutely, both of y'all are absolutely right. I do want to just mark up that advanced travel and discounts going on American and Southwest are pretty good going into California. And the good thing is that USC has said they have a hotel deal because they bring in a lot of outside professors and guest professors. So they have a deal with a hotel that's within walking distance of the campus. So I didn't know what he said. He didn't know what it was, but they do that, and that's a good thing. But I think those are the concerns. I think the hotel would be the biggest concern because in the past, California's been quite expensive. But with the Media Institute and the air travel, we can get deals are crazy now. I know we haven't had a post-election conversation, but I'm gonna let that go. But deals are crazy now, and I don't know if you guys saw this last time with the shooting at the airlines yesterday, and this election's created some post-chaos combativeness. Is really crazy. But I do think that we can get a deal. One of the newest members of our team is now with Southwest Airlines, and so she's a new member in the organization because I convinced her to join. Her name is, I know y'all may have met her in Nashville. Her name is Jasmine Carter. If you were in that panel, she's the one that carried the mics around asking questions of everybody. So she said we'll try to come up with a discounted deal for people to fly all over. So that may do that. But Rashonda, you're right. We need to see what we can get out there and see what it costs and see what it will do. But Justice, again, it doesn't affect registration. As a matter of fact, almost everybody who came to the, well, I haven't checked. I asked for a roster, but almost everybody who came to the Media Institute was at National. And that was one of the reasons why they came, because they were at the Media Institute at SMU, especially those young students. When we had our regional meeting, almost every young person at the Media Institute at SMU was in the room in Chicago.
I mean, that makes sense. I feel like most people's employers pay for one or both. My thought process wasn't the fact that it was location more so, because California can just be so expensive. But that is good news to hear that people were at both.
Yeah, that's great stuff. I think we may not have the expensive California monster anymore. Things have gotten pretty generic across the board, but yeah, and I think they're going to compete with each other, the DC side and that side. So if we get all this stuff free, that'll be great. Is there anything else, Rashonda?
No, I mean, we don't have enough people to really divvy out the sessions just yet, but if we have people in mind that we want to approach to, coordinate and own a session so that we can try to put those together, I think that would be good to move, to just say, reach out to people. Like I reached out to Justice last week. Hey, Justice, would you be interested in owning a panel, for this thing? And I'm having talks with other folks to see, who can we get them to own things? So Terry, if there are sessions that you're like, I really want to put together these two sessions, let's take ownership of those so that person can, find panelists, get bios, get headshots, and then that's not all on one person.
Right.
And all these other people have skin in the game. So I
love that part. And what I'll do is I'll send back to you what I sent everybody with the people who developed those panels. They didn't come from me. They came from me taking your titles and attaching to what they were writing. That panel that Justice is involved is based on what she said she would write up. And the pitch me with your best shot was Kim. And I told her she'd be considered putting faith in there. So Tasca Lee joined on that one. Karen was working on the other. So I'll put the names of the people there because
let's do that.
I asked them I said, Rashonda's got a list of people volunteering. I said, would y'all mind if Rashonda assign you some of those volunteers as you develop your panels and identify speakers?
Okay, that's perfect, because then even if we need to, we can, if they're like, hey, looking for people, this is another good chance to tap the directory, which we can access on the membership side of, the Speakers Bureau. So we should be able to access that, although I can't say that I remember looking at it, but we can look at, we can ask to tap the Speakers Bureau for people if we don't have names already. I mean, and then we can just remind everybody that, we want to be diverse in picking panels that come from, different generations and different parts of the country, different, just to try to tap folks in.
Oh, that's good, because I reached out to Mark and told him, Mark, we need to definitely have a strong.
Well, Mark in DC, or which Mark?
Mark in DC. And have a strong public affairs presence. We don't really focus a lot on public affairs jobs. I think we should.
Right.
And but cross-generational, I think we're doing good with the cross-generational age and gender. That's working.
Yeah, and I think if we're going to be in DC, if we're going to be in LA, it makes sense to do something, to find a session or just a session that's something that speaks to publicists or entertainment or, fashion, PR. We go to DC, we have to talk politics anywhere probably, but, obviously you want to do sessions that would bring locals out.
Right. And that's what I told, Jerry, I told Jerry about that one. And that's great, Sunday. Thank you so much. So what I'll do is I'll add the people I'm gonna put that. Could you help me out? When I put those panels, those people who developed the initial core panels, and it's just draft because they might change the names, but I took
Yeah, yeah,
put them in there. Could you send a request that they develop it, that they're
yeah,
well,
absolutely.
and look
And
at?
if you have the emails, just make sure that I have the emails,
I
especially
will.
since
What I'll do is I put their email, who designed the panel, their email address and phone number in there because I didn't put it in.
yeah, and then I can reach out to each person. Yeah, that's good. I love that because sometimes people like Justice, we all know all too well. You may have agreed in August, but life has started lifing, and now it won't allow for you to do it as
Yeah, if
much
you
as
sent
you.
me an email last week too, I'll go find that. I'm so sorry. Life has been lifing,
Oh
but I will go
no,
respond to
I
your
didn't
email.
say that because it was, and actually it might have been a text message, Justice.
Oh, okay. I'll check that too.
But it was just like, hey, do you think you would want to own a panel? And that's what I'm saying. Like people, stuff happens, right? And so people
Yeah.
may be like, I know I said I would get more involved, but I just took on a new role, or I had a loss in the family, or I'm caregiving for somebody,
Yeah,
and
right.
I can't do it anymore. So it'll be good to touch bases with them again, Terry. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, good. I'll put that in there. And just like in this case, we're going to pick up Justice. She's on the call. Justice is the panel ambassador for the Women PR. And it would be great, Justice, if you pick a second partner. So I want to piggyback with you to help develop it. Because when we submit panels, we usually have the what is it called? What's on the panel submitter?
The workshop.
A workshop coordinator. Yeah, that's what's
Yeah.
on the list.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we need to consider there are two people on each panel in case we do have those situations.
Yeah.
And then um, I'm waiting to hear back from a couple of the sponsors who want to spend the money. They just were waiting for something to fruition
I
wise.
got you. Yeah, that's it. So the theme, just so which theme are we going with at the top so we can send that to Faye? Because I think she's got some sponsor interest, but they want to know what the theme and what are some of the sessions in general going to be. And I gave her some generals. I mean, it all lines up with the stuff that we talked about here because it's those are things we would have done anyway. Pitching, AI, storytelling, diversity. So, she's fine with all of that.
Okay, on the let me say this. Oh, Thanksgiving's coming up. I forgot all about it. On the panel I sent out, let's see what we had at the top. Let me look at it real quick.
What was the final, the like top theme you were?
I just took strategies and tactics, and then I just added all your stuff in there and called them tracks. Now they should be called sessions. I get that. And let me see what else.
But for the Media Institute, what were you thinking about for the, like last year's was controlling the narrative,
Right.
media related Media Institute. Are you thinking this is just strategies and tactics, media related Media Institute?
Well, what I put in there was tap into top strategies and tactics for media professional journalists and communicators. But what do you think? Didn't you have?
I know we're going to have to go a lot shorter than that, probably. I know that they just having gone through the theme planning for 2025, they are on us about them coming in shorter.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Well, just put. The other one was shorter. I mean, it just says strategy tactics media institute. I didn't want to miss out on the Black History component, but that's I would suggest we get some suggestions, but I would stick with tapping into the power of tapping into it. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm trying to move over to the topics that we had sort of already run through that line up with that too. Here we go.
And I'm flexible with it. I just put
Strategy and Tactics Media Related Member Institute, Media Institute 2025, or we
okay.
do what, where are we at further down here? There was
So and they're seeking shorter titles, so I just put the 3 different titles in there.
Hold on, in the chat.
Yeah, but it says the one is too long, tapping into top strategies and tactics for media professionals, journalists, and communicators. And then the Strategies and Tactics Media Institute 2025.
Yeah.
And that should be strategies.
I'm just thinking so I don't think they're gonna start the title with a the. So they're gonna do something like strategy and tactics. We just had controlling them. I was trying to think, did we have media related media institute? I'm trying to find the one from last year. I know it was controlling the narrative.
Yeah, let me find it. It's in the images. Let me find it.
Last year's thing was controlling the narrative. That was just controlling the narrative.
It was long too, but it's controlling narratives in the age of AI and PR. That was the title, and then under the subtitle was the media related media institute. Media related institute. So I'll look for it. It's in here somewhere. Let's see. Controlling the narrative. I'm looking at it now.
What do you think? Are we overthinking this? Tell us what you think.
I think so, a little bit. I think it's going to end up being what it's going to be, but I definitely think on the front end, we're definitely overthinking it a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the last title was Controlling Narrative, the intersection of AI, PR management, and storytelling.
Yeah, that was long. So, and we got away with it. So
they used it because they only put controlling the narrative on the thing.
Well, I'm looking at all the flyers that what's her name? Our communications person. It's all on those. So
okay.
Yeah, I'll forward those back over. It's on every page. But yeah, we can shorten it. If they wanted to shorten it, it could be shortened. Yeah, it's on every page.
Let's just send in the what did you say? The strategy and tactics.
Okay. I'll do that. All right. And I'm gonna go when I get home from the hospital here, I will go and send you that high resolution picture of that group shot.
Okay.
Now, did you get the other 2 pictures? Were they low res too? The one with you in the middle of the institute?
I think that there are some better pictures than that. I don't need that picture of me, but it could go no, I need not be on nobody's cover or nothing. But
they look marvelous to me now.
I mean, I'll send them all to her and let her, grab a few, see what 3 will work. When they lay them in. But yeah, I appreciate that. That'll all go tonight.
Okay, cool. And then when I get home, I'll send you the and she's gonna come up with a prospectus. Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, they're not veering far off of last year's prospectus at this date, but that that main cover is where we were, where they went back over our notes, where they're going to make changes. I know one other thing that we had asked them about doing, which I don't know why there seems to be such a big deal, but I'll bring it up again, but I don't know whether she's gonna they're going to do it because it's not consistent with all the other ones. So, and they want to be consistent. They want to just use one template, I'm a guess, and
Oh,
keep moving.
okay.
So,
All right. I'll send that picture down. I got strategy and tactics. Strategies is good enough because it breaks. It's very. It helps with the sponsors. Yeah.
yeah.
And then all the titles.
That.
Those are great titles, by the way. Wow. Off the chain. I said, "Ooh, thank you, Rashonda." I just started cutting paste and put it right there. I said, "Oh, thank God." I know. Those potential sponsors we put in the thing there. That's the people that are waiting to get those things. So we send them out and try to get the money done.
Right.
And I talked to Jasmine about getting a flight discount from there. But I looked on our website; it shows that we have an airline partner that gives discounts. Is that still active, Rashonda?
I don't know that it is because we brought that up before about were there any airline partner discounts, and they said no.
Okay.
So if she has that you mean that's something you think she can. Obviously, we can't facilitate a whole bunch of that. Some of that stuff, I just want to make sure that there's no, they. I don't know if she needs a prospectus or whatever. We can't broker official deals like that for NABJ, but I would love for them to be able to say, hey, we want to step in this way and offer this. What would we get in exchange for that? And I think they can make it happen. I would hope that they can make something happen. That makes the most sense to me.
It does. Yeah. I just
So,
hope.
yes, yeah.
Well, it's good you're in the fight with them because I know what you're going through. I can tell you.
Right. Sometimes stuff that just seems like it should be easy, it's not.
Yeah, it just seems like they get kind of rigid and don't
Yeah.
understand the big
Ooh,
picture.
rigid is a very good word.
Yeah,
Rigid is a good word.
yeah, it's crazy. All right.
What can I say? Yeah, that's it. So I feel like we're making a lot of progress. I think as we just kind of like last year, that domino for them has to fall. The location specific. There's a little push now on the sticking with this February date. We may be pushed into March because they've got teams that are out and we're past our deadline. So they may want to see us push back where there's a little more time to get all of the things done that would go into building this kind of the promotion for this.
I
So
think February is a good sell for us, but I understand.
yeah.
All right. All right.
All
Cool.
right, let me know what you get back from USC if there's anything I can do to help push there, and I will let you know what as soon as I hear anything on DC from either Mattier or Chase on Wednesday.
Okay. And did the BC colleges say anything? Morgan State,
You know what? I'm gonna circle back with
April.
them. I did have a conversation with April, and one of the things she's saying something, which having talked to Jade, and then having talked to Mattier, and then having talked to a few others that are people that I'm tapping for NABJ. Everybody wants to be in DC proper, and some of that stuff is not DC proper. So there's not hotels that are close. So then we need to facilitate a bus to get people from their hotels
Oh
to
yeah,
the
yeah.
location. So which makes it a little bit more of a challenge.
Okay. And
Um,
I don't mean to throw this in there, but
yeah.
Martell did get a yes from Morehouse.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. So they just wanted the logistics. So I emailed him what I sent everybody else, and I said answers like
Oh,
yes,
wow. Now that's interesting. Atlanta's always interesting.
and that
I
could.
don't, yeah.
So I
Atlanta.
told him I said we need a confirmation, and you and I need to get it. That's what I said. So
Yeah, maybe the three of us can jump on a call and then just kind of, because we'll have all those other questions to sort of ask him, like how far, are there hotels in walking distance and what is that? Because I haven't been on Morehouse's campus. So would it be the same sort of thing? Do we need to facilitate some kind of shuttle, to the hotel or lead people to do Ubers, which we did. I mean, we did it in Dallas, not a big deal. that the locals, I mean, I don't have, it's a bigger ask in DC, less of an ask, when you come in the South. So
Right,
yes,
right. That makes sense. Okay, well, good. I will get back with you as soon as I get home. And
okay.
thank you, guys. Thanks, Justice. I appreciate it.
Thank you for the time.
All
Thanks,
right,
guys.
all right, guys. Take care.